welcome, and you're all incredibly welcome here tonight. And we have a special Hanukkah miracle all of our own. The forecast all week was rain and rain and rain, and we have, thank God, the rain's held off and it's a lovely warm evening. I want to take the opportunity to personally thank the Lord Mayor for welcoming us here at his home. We've been doing this event, I think it's 16 years now that Lord Mayors have welcomed us into their home, always with a great warmth and generosity, and you are no different, and we thank you greatly for that. Now, as we stand here tonight, throughout Hanukkah every year, and this year of course, there are many similar outdoor menorah lightings, hundreds, many hundreds, probably thousands around the world, and all full of meaning and full of light. But there is one which is a very unique and special menorah lighting that took place this year, and that was a lighting at the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin. And that is a huge menorah standing there. It's, I think, the largest menorah in Europe. And it stands there at that very spot at the Brandenburg Gate, exactly the spot where Hitler made so many hate-filled speeches, where the Hitler Youth used to walk, where there were motorcades of terror that passed through there. And this year there is a large menorah standing at that very spot with the lights burning bright. And it was poignant this year, because this year we just marked 80-year anniversary of Kristallnacht, one of the most horror-filled nights in Jewish history. 80 years ago, the night of broken glass, where hundreds, thousands of synagogues and Jewish businesses were burnt, torched and destroyed all over Germany. And to mark that terrible anniversary, President Steinmeier of Germany wanted to be part. He wanted to know, what can we do on this 80th anniversary of the greatest darkness? What can we possibly do? And the answer, of course, was to spread light. Wherever there is darkness, the response is always to spread warmth and to spread light. And so this year, just a couple of nights ago, the President of Germany went up in a cherry picker up to this huge menorah and himself kindled the shamash, the first light on the menorah, to show that where there is hate, love and warmth and kindness can prevail. And very soon our Lord Mayor will also be lighting that very first light for us, because that's what we celebrate on Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the festival of light. It's the strength of light over darkness. Sometimes it may take a while, but in the end the light will always overcome. We begin on Hanukkah, we begin on the first night with one light, and then the second and the third, until we have 8. And the message, of course, is that the first night, sometimes it just needs a small, as one small flame, kindling that first flame that can make a huge difference in the world. And then we grow gradually. Slow and steady wins the race, one at a time, to show us that one good act of kindness, one act of love, one act of warmth, one mitzvah, we can change the world. And I just finished with a story. There's a wonderful photograph, a very poignant photograph, also from that era. And it's a photograph taken in the window of a home in Kiel, Germany. Kiel was home to a very small community of about 500 Jews. And it was the 8th night of Hanukkah, and the rabbi of the town was lighting his menorah in the window. And his wife took a photograph, and the menorah, the 8 candles of the menorah were in the window, and in the background, behind the menorah, you could see the Nazi headquarters with the swastika flying proudly over the street. And on the back of that photograph, which has the menorah in the front and the swastika in the back, she wrote the following message. In German, she wrote the message, Hanukkah 5692, in the Hebrew year 5692. The banner across the street says, Judah dies, Judah perishes. But the lights respond, Judah will live forever. And today the grandson of that rabbi, Yehuda Mansbach, Judah Mansbach, lives in Haifa with his family. Menorah, which is stored in Yad Vashem in the Holocaust Museum, is returned to his family every Hanukkah for him to light the 8 nights and share the story with his family, the story that light will always prevail over darkness. And that's our hope tonight, that all of us here, whether it's the Jewish community or the Dublin community, the wider world community, if we can just spend our time thinking of how we can do one extra act of kindness, and one extra act of goodness, one random, unsolicited good deed for someone else. If we can do those things, we can make the world so much better than it is today. I'd like to take this opportunity to invite our Lord Mayor to share a few words with us.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. it's really a humbling experience for me to be here today, and an absolute honour, because like the Jewish people, the Irish people went through dark periods in their history when their religion, when their language, when their culture was oppressed, and oppressed brutally. And I know that Hanukkah talks about the dedication of the temple in Jerusalem after you rose against the Hellenic oppressors, a small number, a bit like the Irish in 1916, for example. A small number of people rose against our oppressors. But what the Rabbi said about the light, and I think we have that in Ireland as well, we love candles, we love light. You see all the city buildings now being lit up, that where you have darkness, light will come eventually. And that small amount of light, and a small amount of the menorah, and I know the miracle of the oil of the menorah, able to light 8 candles rather than 1, is such a wonderful, wonderful miracle that happened. And it just gives that strength, and that's what God is telling us, that if there is that small bit of light, it will take, the flame will grow, and the flame will grow. And that's exactly as the Rabbi was saying, in terms of doing something small. You may think, I can give one example where I spoke to a lady in my constituency. I represent the North Inner City, where a lot of elderly people live, and I remember saying hello to a lady just passing by, and she actually said to me, "Do you know what, councillor, you may be the only person I speak to today." And that just resonated with me. And if we all turn around and say hello, that's a small thing, but it can mean so much. But if everybody does that act of kindness, as the Rabbi said, the world will be a better place. And that little flame can grow into a huge flame, and if darkness suddenly becomes brightness. And that's what I want to see for my city, my country, and my entire world. And just in terms of Hanukkah, the 8 days and your festival, your wonderful festival, where you celebrate the rededication of the temple. It's beautiful to have those traditions and uphold those traditions, because it's what makes you what you are. And the story of the menorah at the Brandenburg gates gives me great heart, that in this world good can prevail over evil, and brightness can prevail over darkness. And I would just leave it at that, except to say, he has to look at this, of course. Shag Samech, Happy Hanukkah, Hanukkah Vivashi Yiv
Thank you very much, Lord Mayor. We're going to move to the lighting ceremony at this point. So I'd like to ask, we have some special guests here lighting the lights for us. So the Lord Mayor is going to light the shamash. We have Carl usually lights it in the synagogue, but tonight he's going to light it here at the Mansion House. Carl Nelkin is going to light the first candle. Deputy Ambassador Orly Weitzman, the third candle. Mr. Tommy Reichenthal, the fourth. Mr. Morris Curran, the third. Mr. Morris Curran, the fourth. And Mr. Matanlas, the fifth. So if the lighters could step forward. And Carl. Very middle one. Just touch it and make sure. Lovely, thank you. Okay, come.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kirshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlikner shel Chanukah.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam she'asa nisim lavosenu Hayamim hahem bazman hazeh Neros halalu anatnu madlikin al hanisim yadeshuos ועל המלחמות. שעשית לעמוסנו על ידי כהניך הקדושים וכל שמות ימי חנוכה ימי חנוכה הנרות הללו קודש בן לנו רשות להשתמש בהם אלא לרצון בלבד כדי להודות לשמך על ניסיך ועל ישועתך ועל נפלאותיך.
Technical hits. I know they go too fast. How's the bill again? We know that.
Yeah, the small
Well done. Yeah. Right, hold it there. Last one more time. Should have had a practice.
Side.
Oh, just skip that separate part.
ופרסו חומוס מגדולי וקיימו כל השמנים ומן הקנקנים נכון שנים בני ביניים לשמונה כבושירו רננים בני ביניים לשמונה כבושירו רננים.
Thank you so much. Happy Hanukkah. So just before those that have RSVP'd, the Lord Mayor is inviting us into the mansion, to the Oak Room, those that have RSVP'd.